So a question I get asked a lot over the years, so not just on this channel, but I've been asked on the podcast that I do with my friends, I've been asked on my dedicated channel, I've been asked on Twitter. This is a very frequent question. Why do I film at 1080p 30 frames a second? The short answer is because it is the most optimal. That's it, really. It's the most optimal no matter where you put your content at. To elaborate further, what I mean is these videos go up on YouTube, but they don't just live on YouTube. They also go on Instagram. They also go on Twitter, X, wherever. I also make YouTube shorts. So whether I'm filming in the landscape orientation or the portrait orientation, or whether I'm filming on a Sony or on an iPhone, the only common denominator that I've found is that everything is most optimized at 30 frames, and not everything can take in 4K. Even if we have the smartphones to do 4K. For the longest time, smartphones have been filming 4K at 60. But now I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. A little more than a half-truth, if you will. Even though these videos are posted at 1080p, I actually film at the full 4K resolution. I try to optimize my sensors, whether it's on a smartphone or a dedicated camera. I'll take this even one step further. If you're watching this on YouTube, bump this up to the highest resolution and you will see what this looks like as a 4K at 60. Besides the smoothness that you see, do you actually notice the 4K difference between now and a 1080p? Better yet, let's optimize this to see if you can see even further from a 1080p and a 4K. Notice the difference between the output, because I'm still filming at 4K, but the only difference is you will see a 1080p output or a 4K output. Does it come off any different? How much compression happens? I try to record everything as lossless as possible, so that way I can get the most clarity and use out of my video, even if I don't end up using all of it, because even if it's 4K and it's getting compressed, it's still a better image than if it was being filmed at 1080 or 720 or whatever the case may be. And here's something I've learned throughout all of this, and the reality is that a lot of people actually don't care outside of TechTube. I watch a guy, unironically on YouTube, who covers finances, and he films everything. 100% of his content is filmed on his iPhone. Just 1080p at 30, because that's the default, and he just films it, and it's great. This guy has hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and he doesn't do it as a challenge because he doesn't think like that. It's not like, I don't even think he knows what an iPhone challenge is. He just does it because it's the phone and the camera that he has on him with the good sound mic and everything, which, by the way, this video is being recorded off of my dedicated mic right here on my iPhone. Anyways, people just turn on the camera and press record, and that's it. And guess what? The playback view, it's at a 16:9 aspect ratio. That's just the default. People don't mess with it. The only time people are messing with it is because they're trying to optimize for a full screen real estate on your phone, so you get the 2:1 aspect ratio. And I've tried it too because it's kind of cool, but no one actually really cares. Not on YouTube, and definitely not on Instagram or on Twitter or wherever else you see the short form content. Because when it's filmed in the portrait orientation, it's at a 16:9, just up and down, just vertically, not horizontally. Thumbnails are also 16:9, so that's a good aspect ratio just based off of what the thumbnails will be doing, whether it's horizontal or vertical. At the end of the day, this channel is about optimization, and I optimize everything to have a clean workflow and something that's most universally digestible, whether it's on YouTube or Instagram or Twitter. It doesn't matter. No one actually really cares about the 2:1 aspect ratio, especially when you're doing it artificially. And maybe if you angle it right, it doesn't really matter, but at the end of the day, you're still letting go of information. Good real estate that could be optimized for something, whether you want to do B-roll or side notes or text or whatever the case may be. So that's it. That's why my content is filmed at a 16:9 aspect ratio, 30 frames a second, at 1080p, because it's the most optimized no matter how you digest the visual content.